Hello there. My name is Mark Tim. I'm the founder of Cottage Garden. And I gotta tell you, it is so awesome that you're going to be selling this great line. In fact, it's really my honor and privilege to be here with you right now in order to teach you the secrets of success in selling Cottage Garden. Now, before I get into the secrets of success, because if you learn these secrets, then you'll be able to sell anything Cottage Garden comes out with, and you'll be able to do it with confidence, and you'll be able to get a lot of dollars really quickly and take care of your customers. But before we get there, I want to take some time and talk to you about the history of Cottage Garden, because I think that's relevant. You see, Cottage Garden was started 20 years ago. 20 years ago this year. It was started in 1996, and it was started out of retail. You see, we had three retail stores in Maryland. And the whole concept of Cottage Garden began in those three retail stores. You see, with three retail stores, we started to develop a pattern. And we noticed a pattern in product. And here's what the pattern looked like. No matter what company we bought, now I'm going to take you down a trip to memory lane here of some of you that have been in business as long as we were. And we had companies like Boyd's Bears. We had successful gift companies and collectible companies. So I'm grouping them all in and saying it doesn't matter what product we bought. The fact is, over time, that product started to slow down. The sales started to slow down. And it worked like this. We would get excited, we'd buy the product, and a bunch of the product would sell right away. But a little bit of it wouldn't sell. So we'd reorder, and some of that product would sell right away, and a little bit of that order wouldn't sell. And then we'd reorder again, and by the time we got to the point where we needed our third or fourth reorder, we were filled up with all those little bits that didn't sell, and it looked like the line had stopped selling completely. And we started to notice this pattern, and we saw it line after line after line, and a really smart retailer will close out that part that doesn't sell. But if you're not quick enough in doing that, you think a line has stopped selling. And next thing you know, you're only carrying that line for 1 or 2 years. Now, this is where it gets really tough. Today, retailing is tougher than it was 20 years ago. A lot tougher than it was 20 years ago. In fact, the product cycle for new lines is even shorter than it was 20 years ago. So what do we do about that? How do we face that? Well, I'm here to tell you that we built an entire company that addresses that problem. An entire company that addresses that problem head on, and that's why it's relevant that the whole history of Cottage Garden comes from retail. We were born out of retail. And it was because of our retail knowledge that we developed a wholesale company that was based around 3 philosophies. Now, I need you to get a pen and paper out. I want you to write these down. I need you to commit these to memory. Maybe you need to rewind this video after I'm done and get it again, because here's the crazy part. 20 years after we started Cottage Garden, we're still operating under those 3 simple philosophies. Those 3 simple philosophies still drive the business today. And if you understand those philosophies, if you embrace those philosophies, if you use those philosophies, you'll be able to have success selling Cottage Garden no matter what the product is that we come out with. Because listen, some of you may not realize this. You may know us as the Music Box Company. We've been selling music boxes for less than 10 years. You heard that correctly. We're a 20-year-old company, and we haven't even been selling music boxes for 10 years. So the fact is that in the very beginning, we had different product. We actually started out selling photo frames, but we had this 3 simple philosophies, and those philosophies are what made us a success. We doubled our business every year for 5 years in a row. Every single year because of these 3 philosophies. Philosophy number 1, okay, is we take the risk out of retail. You got to remember that. Say it out loud. Cottage Garden takes the risk out of retail. You see, retail is risky. Retail is so risky. Your retailers come to the show, they buy from you, they take all the risk, product ships in, and then it's up to them to sell it. And if it doesn't sell it, who has to pay the bill? Do you pay the bill? Do I pay the bill? Does their customer pay the bill? No, they pay the bill. Your retailer pays the bill. Retail is risky. And with the economy being the way it is and retail being the way it is, it's never been more risky. So philosophy number 1 is we take the risk out of retail. That's why we started the whole company, was to take the risk out of retail. And we've got a formula, okay? Every one of our products, every single one of our products has some element of a photo frame on it, okay? Our music boxes have a photo frame lid. So when you open up the music box, it's got a photo frame lid. What does that allow us to do? It allows us to change out the face paper. Just like you buy a photo frame and you put your photo in it and you take the face paper out of it, we do the same thing with our product. So we're able to take any product that we sell and we're able to change it. So where's this relevant to our history? Remember, I talked about the history. Our history is being in retail and learning that retailers fill up with slow-moving product when they buy a product line. But guess what? You never put Cottage Garden on sale, because any product that's not selling, you just change it out. You just switch it out. In fact, I'm going to tell you something right now. As long as your retailer has Cottage Garden, as long as your retailer has any Cottage Garden in its store, we will stand behind that retailer. We'll stand behind that product. We'll change it out as many times as you need it changed out, as your customer needs it changed out. That's how we take the risk out of retail. And knowing how risky retail is and how challenging it is to be a retailer, man, you talk about offering something of value. This is something of value. Now, you say to yourself, well, how does this exactly work? Let me give you an example, because this happens to us all the time. A retailer has a display unit of Cottage Garden and it's filled up with slow movers, and they're going into Mother's Day. Oh, by the way, Mother's Day is our top selling occasion of the entire year. Just before Mother's Day, about a month out, they call us and say, hey, Cottage Garden, send me a bunch of face paper with moms, mom, daughter, grandma, all Mother's Day appropriate. They take that face paper, they take all those slow movers, and they change them out into Mother's Day face paper. And guess what happens? They sell their entire display unit of product for Mother's Day, so that after Mother's Day, they get to start over. That's how we take the risk out of retail. That's how we maintain our margins. And we do it because we've got a formula, and we started that formula 20 years ago, and that formula still exists today. Number 2 philosophy that we have is we were in the retail business and we paid rent by the square foot. Now, I don't know how many of your retailers pay rent by the square foot. I'm going to take a guess and say that over half of your retailers pay rent by the square foot. Well, you know what that made me do? It made me pay attention to my dollars per square foot. I knew how many dollars per square foot I was generating in my store all the time. I knew how many dollars per square foot I was generating on each line. Some of your retailers may know that, some may not. But I guarantee those that pay rent by the dollar per square foot understand and appreciate the fact that they need to do a certain number of dollars per square foot in order to be successful, in order to be profitable, in order to stay in business. We are all about generating high dollars per square foot. Why? Because we're retailers. We don't want 10 feet of wall space. We're not going to ask for 10 feet of wall space. We need enough square footage to generate a good amount of business in there. And so we do that by being retail smart. We give you display units. We pack a lot of product in a small amount of space. We want to be real smart in how we do our retailing. So on average, if you can believe this, write it down. On average, our retailers do as much as $1,000 plus per square foot of Cottage Garden. And you say, well, how is that even possible? Well, it's possible because we're giving you a display unit that's 1 or 2 square feet. We've got 1 square foot displays, 2 square foot displays, a 1 square foot display that holds almost $1,000 worth of retail square footage. If it turns over one time, it's $1,000 per square foot. And a lot of our displays turn over 2 and 3 times. So we are a manufacturer that not only takes the risk out of retail, but we generate high dollars per square foot. That is a language that speaks to your retailers, and that's a language that should speak to you. So philosophy number 2 is we generate high dollars per square foot. It's how the company was founded, and it's just as relevant today. Philosophy number 3 is quality product. Now I'm going to tell you, we intended to have quality product 20 years ago, but I'm not going to lie. Our product 20 years ago wasn't as high quality as I'd like it to be. We were just starting out. We didn't know any different. But as soon as we realized that quality product was the stickiness that really held the retailer with us, that quality product was what really made a retailer stick with us, after we removed the risk out of retail, we generated high dollars per square foot, and then the quality product is what kept them coming back to Cottage Garden, got them to come back and buy from us again, got them to buy everything new that we came out with. So I'm here to tell you that it may not have been the thing that we did best 20 years ago, but it is a top priority today. It's our third philosophy in what makes us successful as a company, and it's what will make you successful as a retailer. We are very proud of Cottage Garden. We're very proud of the product that we sell, and we're very proud of offering it to you and to your retailers, and we know you're going to be there too. Now, I'm going to tell you one more thing. Before I move on the 3 simple philosophies, take those 3 philosophies, okay? Take the risk out of retail, generate high dollars per square foot, and quality product. And then circle it with one more thing, and that is extraordinary customer service. And I'm here to tell you that here at Cottage Garden, we have extraordinary customer service. And I can tell you that because we stand behind our customers. We believe our customers. We trust our customers. We believe you. We trust you. And we know that if we're going to win together, it's going to take extraordinary customer service. And so you've got 3 amazingly powerful philosophies that built this company wrapped around extraordinary customer service. And if you remember those 3 things and you sell with conviction those 3 things and you come to respect and appreciate our customer service, you're going to be successful selling Cottage Garden, because I know you have the ability to sell. You just need a company that has philosophies that line up for success in this market.